And then I'm going to count us in 3, 2, and 1. Wow, the Houston Texans are off to an incredible start, almost a draft day moment, if you will, with the moves that they are making here in the 2023 NFL draft. At number 2, they get their quarterback of the future. They get CJ Stroud, and then they come back at number 3 to get Will Anderson, the edge rusher from Alabama, an absolute haul of picks. They're making moves, wheeling and dealing. And here to react to it with us, former NFL QB Sean Salisbury. Sean, your thoughts? But this is probably one of the crazier moves in NFL draft history that we've seen with both of these picks, getting a quarterback and a dominant edge rusher.
Joe and Blake, good to be on with you guys. I'm going to tell you, man, the Texans have been like the heel and kicked in the teeth for so long. How could you not be pumped up? And going on my show in the morning said if they could get an edge rusher as quarterback and now maybe at some point trade back with that pick in the top of the second. I don't know what all the assets are because I just got on here and off a plane a while ago. I don't know all the assets to move up to 3 to get Will Anderson, which I know we'll discuss shortly. But with that, to get back in the first round, possibly get a home run hitting wide receiver. But this is the perfection for them. Now, perfection would have been, I think, Bryce Young for them. But CJ Stroud, there's not a big distance and gap between the two. Great thrower, has been a winner, puts up numbers. We saw his legs against Georgia. This is a great pick. And I know when I get back and go on my show tomorrow in Houston, they're going to be fanatical because a lot of people were afraid they were going to draft Anderson second, not because of Will, they all loved him, but they were going to miss out on a quarterback this year and be right back at it. Brilliant by DeMeco, brilliant by Nick Caserio. And this is something they've been begging for after the Deshaun Watson debacle. With both of these picks, they're going to start right away. And this is a great start to the 2023 draft for the Texans and gives them hope. And I think a fan base will appreciate that.
Two of the best players in this draft, without question, CJ Stroud and Will Anderson. Sean, me and Joe were talking about this. I guess just your thoughts. That division now in the AFC South, you got a lot of young quarterbacks. Let's see what the Colts and them do. But, man, this is a hell of a way to make your stamp if you're DeMeco Ryans in this new group. I guess now when you make a big splash like this, does it turn the pressure up for the Texans in your opinion?
Yeah, Blake, it does, and I'll tell you why. And not only pressure, but the pressure to win sooner than you thought. Think how quickly it turned around for Jacksonville, right? 2 years ago, Tennessee was the number 1 seed in the AFC. They got beat by Cincinnati. Now they're scrambling around to find a quarterback. Talk about Derrick Henry getting traded. They fire their general manager. Now people think they're a bottom 5 team in the league this year as they scramble to find their quarterback. And Willis apparently hasn't worked out for them, according to the reports we hear. So there's that. The Colts, Carson Wentz can't get into the playoffs, and it's gone to hell in a handbasket for them. They're struggling to find a quarterback. And now Jacksonville's the team to beat after 2 good drafts. You get the quarterback. Right. Think about how important it is, guys. Find a franchise quarterback. Grab yourself a coach that people respect and love. Doug Peterson's done a great job. You guys know what kind of how the regard in DeMeco Ryans and what he's held in, not only in Houston, but football wide. So this is a great start. And right now, guys, let's be honest. Pierce, Tunsil, you went out and got Shaq Mason. You have Stingley if he's healthy. Petrie's a hell of a football player. Why aren't the Texans the second best team in the division today? Why not?
I don't disagree.
Point. Yep.
I don't disagree. Sean, last question. Do you think they have to go O-lineman in this draft too? You think second or third they have to go O-line next?
I do. Blake, you know this, and so do you, Joe. You never have enough of those guys. I guess you can never have enough of a lot of great players. But for me, depth. Listen, what are the chances in offensive line, even though they're going to be pretty good up there, that 5 guys go 17 games, right? And if you can find another stud that gives you some depth, that maybe even it's a swing guy that can play both sides or inside and outside, those they are at a premium. So I think 2 things that you're still going to see. I still think they're going to go get secondary help because speaking of the gauntlet in the AFC of quarterbacks, you better have some back end that can cover. I think they're going to go get another offensive lineman. And I'm not even sure if one receiver will be enough. And they got Dalton Schultz this offseason. Mechie's coming back. You go get another big-time receiver who can stretch the field and make plays. Guys, we may blink and they may go – they could be possibly in that division. Why can't they win 8 or 9 games next year, 7 games? And DeMeco Ryans has a great leadership part of his, resume, and people respect that. I love what they've done. You know, everybody in Houston was like, oh, please don't blow this. We're not blowing it. They've already started well. And Blake, you hit it. And I know how much you love the big fellas up front.
You know it.
Yeah, right. And they've got a dynamic running back that you didn't have to pick till the 4th round in Pierce. This team's headed in the right direction, and it's been a while, so it's nice to see.
It's home run picks here. You get a star pass rusher. You get your quarterback of the future figured out. We'll have to see what they do the rest of this draft. Sean, really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. And we'll see what the Texans do the rest of this draft.
Guys, keep up the great work. I'm always honored to be
My
on.
man.
Thank you. Right. Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.